Hi there everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of the Hospitality Hub, an exclusive podcast from IMI Switzerland. For this week's episode, we really wanted to get some of our students involved, and so we were delighted to welcome Amanda and JJ, two of our BA students here at IMI, and they were led in a really interesting discussion on the impact of COVID on tourism and the mid to long-term effects that we've seen from that. And the conversation was moderated by our senior postgraduate program leader, Mr. Ioannis Evagelou. It was great to hear the students get into this topic. We delved into AI, we looked at social media, we looked at the environment, sustainability, and I think it really brought home how interconnected all these topics are and how, as a tourism and hospitality school, these things are all connected in the future industry that our students will look to build. So yeah, without further ado, I will hand you over to Mr. Ioannis and our two students, and we hope you enjoy their discussion.
It's really nice to be here with students discussing about contemporary topics and themes in tourism, hospitality and events industry. And today I'm really happy to have Amanda and JJ, two of our students at IMI, to discuss about COVID pandemic and the day after tomorrow going into the future, about what should we expect from a new reality. So the question here will be for us to talk a little bit about, are we going back to 2019? We're going back to normal before COVID, or are we talking about a new normality, new situation? So I would open this asking you, what do you think about where are we now? Where are we going next?
For me, I think we are really back to 2019, because right now also the tourism, a lot of people, a lot of country open right now, so a lot of people can traveling for the other country. But I think have sometime a little bit change, because now a lot of tourism come back to same country, because they will choose like near country to traveling. Because they say too far, even have something happen, they can immediately go back home.
I understand. So you already pointed out something new.
Yes.
In a way. So you're saying that people tend to travel closer to home.
Yes, close home, because they don't want to have a lot of trouble when it happens.
JJ?
I would definitely say that a lot of changes happened over the period of COVID, especially the technological aspects of it, which is where the main developments were seen. So things like mobile payments or using Teams, Microsoft Teams or Zoom for meetings. COVID definitely pushed the technology factor a lot.
You're right, I agree with that.
That's one thing that allows us to connect with each other. Because the world is a much smaller place because of technology, how interconnected we are through it. So that is the way we're going as of now.
Okay, so now, since you mentioned this, I think it's quite interesting, and I'm going to play a little bit devil's advocate here. So because we're in the hospitality industry where the customer, the host and the guest interface is very important. We can do many things with technology and Teams and Zoom and whatever else, for online meetings, etc. But when it comes to the real hospitality experience, how do you see the technological innovations to change the landscape for the hospitality industry? For example, robots, or hear different stories about restaurants run by robots where they prepare your dinner or lunch. Do you think that's something that we see more often going forward?
I think so. In my country, I come from Taiwan, so my country have a lot of like hapa restaurant or some hotel is already use robot to service people, because the people thinking about they don't want to touch with other people after COVID, because they don't want to sick again. So that's why they use robot to service. And the people, firstly, they were thinking about the robot is fashion, so they enjoy it. And second, can like stop for the became a sick or something. So I think it's more famous in my country.
The same.
So what used to happen before is, let's say you want to go to a hotel or a restaurant.
You
usually used to call them up. Like, I'd like to reserve a table for 4, table of 2, or you ended up going there to the place. But ever since the COVID period has happened, these days you will find a lot of online reservations.
Oh, yeah.
That they were not too into it, but once he realized, oh look, guess what? This is very convenient. Like since you have online reservations, you can manage them. Instead of people coming here, you can manage the traffic. Because it was not too popular before COVID. It was a thing, but it did not catch on until COVID hit.
So that is also something really, I don't know, very suitable or fits very nicely with the millennials lifestyle, which we talk a lot about the new generation. We are always very open to embrace the new technologies, of course, for reservations. But do you see any other changes coming forward in the future? Say, for example, okay, I understand online reservations, I can understand robotics, although perhaps we need to look at the applications in the workplace. But what about these kind of job losses, for example? Do you think that the industry will suffer from this? Because I think that the way I see it, that's my personal opinion, is that we're going through a transition stage. Because every time historically a new technology was introduced, there were people who liked it a lot, other people who didn't like it for obvious reasons. But do you see that it will be like history repeating again, and in a few years everything will be normal with robotics and AI? And how do you see that?
For me, for the job, really, a lot of people lost a lot of job because they thinking about they don't want to close people, so they quit a job or something. But for me, I think maybe other job is like people can do like Uber or something to do other thing, and the people more enjoy life because they didn't know they will die immediately or after they didn't know. So more people to enjoy life. So I think maybe they traveling world, and maybe they use other job like they can take video like a social media, because right now social media is like more happen to our life. Like they use the YouTube to to take video and also like take money back, something like that.
So new technologies will open up new jobs that we don't even know now.
Maybe in 100 years we'll coexist with technology at
maybe.
workplace. Maybe we will learn to coexist with these things, open up new, because change will happen. That's something we cannot stop no matter how much we try. The only thing we can do is learn to adapt and coexist. So it's beneficial on both sides.
So maybe not going back to what we had in 2019, but going back to normal, but with a different view on things, and maybe more exciting things are coming.
I think
Definitely.
So.
And maybe more sustainable in a different way. Maybe also sustainability will need to be addressed. How do you see the new reality, the tomorrow, to be with this sustainability agenda? Are we going to achieve more sustainability in the future because of what we experienced with COVID? Or do you think we'll end up with something different, with more business, more growth, and less sustainability?
For my opinions, is like because COVID, so the world have 2 years have break. They take break. Maybe the gas cleaning, the air can cleaning. So right now they take break a little bit, and after take break, maybe they can have the long term to prepare for the environment or something. So I think it's good for right now the human to thinking about the future.
So COVID was a good lesson.
I think so. Good challenge, I think.
Right.
Like if you take Venice, for example, in the news it came that slowly the canals are much cleaner than it was before.
Yes.
Like right before the COVID, the fishes started coming. You know, you could see the flora and fauna slowly, like it's flourishing.
I think so.
So on top of that, I also feel that, you know, technology can also help us go a long way using this. Because I talked about us coexisting with technology.
That's right.
So technology in lots of ways can help us. Let's say monitoring the plants, because innovation keeps coming.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, it's a good point, I think.
But I don't want to lay too smart. Maybe human people don't have a job, something.
Well, technological adoption can certainly give us a competitive edge to, as you said earlier on, to monitor.
Yes.
perhaps the damage or the good we do in the environment.
Farmers could use a lot.
How much we're going and how we can use technology more efficiently rather than to create again a world full of spending and doing again the harm to the environment.
Because these days a lot of people are very concerned about their carbon footprint, of how much they're producing. So they, let's say when they're driving their vehicles, they tend to switch to more, let's say, battery powered cars or natural gas rather than the petrol or diesel. So I definitely see technology helping us, although not in the near future. Let's say it'll take some time to develop, but eventually we'll reach a point.
For sure, very good thoughts. Thank you very much, guys. Again.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Ioannis.
Mr. Ioannis.
So I'm sure you'll agree, a really fascinating discussion there between our two young future industry leaders and Mr. Ioannis. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope you found the conversation interesting, inspiring, and maybe gave you a few ideas that hadn't occurred before. We will be back in your podcast feeds very shortly. We've got some exciting episodes planned for the next few weeks. So yeah, please stay tuned. If you like what you hear, leave us a rating, a review, share with your friends, and be sure to follow IMI Switzerland on all your social media feeds. Thank you for listening. Over and out.